Me and my family were at the one music festival. Somebody who works with Candy Birds walked up to us and said they've been trying to reach us since we got to Atlanta. He said he'd been constantly emailing me and constantly DMing me for me to come to Old Lady Gang. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. Me and my family showed up and we attempted to order before we got here. We called the number they had connected on Yelp 3 times, no answer. We tried to order through DoorDash and it said it was temporarily closed. So when we pulled up, I sent my family in to order for us. They said on the weekends, due to being busy, they don't do any takeout at all.
They do to go orders?
No, we don't do to-go on the weekend.
Oh, okay. So send and dine. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sweetie. We appreciate it.
Which is completely understandable. So what we decided to do is my family's gonna go eat. They're just gonna come bring the food out while I'm sitting in the car, so they have no idea I'm here. My family asked how long the wait was to be seated. They said an hour to an hour and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
She also said they didn't have any reservations available, so they didn't take down any number, any contact information, nothing. My family then came and relayed that message to me, and I decided to go in myself. We walked in and we were greeted by a nice young lady. And then I met some amazing people who were eating there, and we took some pictures. God is amazing. As soon as me and my wife were done taking pictures, the lady said the table was ready. As always, I don't want any special treatment. I want to be treated like everybody else. I pay for my food like everybody else. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal customer. Things like this is exactly why I do reviews the way I do. Just because I have a certain amount of followers on social media don't make me different from nobody. My mom, my mom-in-law, my sister, they all paying customers just like me. So I want them to be treated just like me. So I asked how long the wait time has been today. She said an hour to an hour and a half. So which I then asked, how were you able to sit me in 5 minutes? This is her response.
How long are we looking for as far as wait?
I'm just gonna set up a 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait. This all call came. Now it's whoever first come first serve.
Again, my family just attempted to eat there less than 2 minutes ago. I then told her I changed my mind. We're gonna go eat somewhere else, and I said God bless you, and I walked out.
On second thought, it's okay. We're gonna go to eat somewhere else. So I appreciate it though. For sure. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a good one.
Have a great day.
I'm gonna be very transparent and honest. I am frustrated. Me and my family just trying to eat food. That's all we try to do. At the same time, while I am frustrated, I understand we are all humans. I do not agree. I do not support. I do not condone shaming this business based on my experience. Like every city we've been to since we've been on food tour, I go to an array of restaurants, from mom and pop shops to staples of the community to super popular to places nobody know about. And Atlanta has definitely been a unique experience for me and something I'll never forget. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, genuinely. But I'm a normal person and I want to be treated like everybody else. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. And I'm not playing. Everybody have a good day. Let's
Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. How are you all doing today? Yo, this whole Keith Lee situation that is happening in Atlanta, around Atlanta, I want to talk about it. Y'all know I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta about 10, 12 years ago. I lived there for 2 years. And I ran back to New York as soon as I realized that I was there for 2 years. Okay, I have my opinions on Atlanta, their culture, their restaurant culture, their food culture. They're just uppity ghetto culture. That's not really uppity or ghetto. I don't know what it is. And I want to talk to y'all about it. I want to talk about this whole Keith Lee experience. If you don't know, he is a TikToker. I think he be on YouTube too. I'm not sure, but I know he's a TikToker and he does food reviews. He used to be like an MMA fighter, so he could whoop your ass. Okay, just let's be clear. All right. Well, not I ass, you know, Todd possibly because it probably was Todd. Anyway, before we even get there, I hope you are all having an amazing day. I know I am. And I was gonna record this video, but I really didn't feel like pulling out and editing and whatever. So I decided to do a quick live. Hope everyone is doing amazing. So look, let's get into the video. Let's get back into the video. So I initially showed y'all Keith's review of his time in Atlanta. Okay, let me tell you, he has been on, like he said, a freaking food tour all over the country. Some places he likes, some places he don't like. Y'all, Mama Joy's gonna beat Keith Lee up, child. He likes some places, he don't like some places. It is what it is. The thing with Atlanta, and I'm gonna show y'all more of the video. I really am looking for the video of the restaurant Milk and Honey, that the owners, their reply video to basically like a Google review. And I'm one of them people. I have hundreds of reviews on Google review and all of that. I review restaurants, right? The equivalent of a review. Reviews matter. People, experiences matter. Not just how good your food is, right? And I don't think people in Atlanta get that. It's just the culture, but I thoroughly believe it's the culture. It's the fake uppity of it all. It's the equivalent of having, okay, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is my perfect example of the difference between Atlanta and, let's say, New York. I'm from New York. I lived in Atlanta for a little bit. So this is what I used to tell people. New Yorkers, right? We could have $1 million in the bank, a New Yorker, right? $1 million in the bank, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and you would never know it, okay? People in Atlanta will be in deficit, okay? They will be in deficit, and they all have a mansion or mini mansion or some big-ass house. They can't even afford to decorate, okay? Half the rooms are empty, more than half the rooms. A third of the house is empty. They only got it's a real echo. I've been in a couple of mansions and McMansions or whatever you want to call them when I lived in Atlanta. It's the echo for me. And everybody that I know, I still have, my brother lives down in Atlanta. Y'all know my mother lived there for about 15 years or so. So I have some experience. And everywhere, every situation, majority of the situations I've been in and been around and seen in Atlanta is people playing the, what's the good word for it? I would say clout, but clout is a new age word. It might not, they playing the Joneses. They playing this play. They pretending like they have all these things that they don't necessarily have, right? They'll have the BMW in the driveway, a McMansion with a third of the rooms decorated, and they're in credit card debt. You know what I'm saying? And they hardly can pay their freaking mortgage. Right? That's why we keep seeing the Kim Zolciaks of the world, house on sale, house foreclosure, not foreclosure, house foreclosure. That is the vibe of Atlanta. My personal opinion, I'm allowed to have it. Okay? And it does not change with their restaurant culture. Again, I am a freaking foodie. Like we say, y'all know I love going out. I love eating. I'm a high class bitch, okay? I've been to a lot of these places in New York. I've been to a lot of them when I was in Atlanta. Times I've been back and forth to Atlanta. I used to date a chef down there, okay? So I've been out to a lot of places, especially restaurants. Atlanta, and I've been a lot of other places. Atlanta, it's the faking exclusivity. It's the same thing, like I say, when I'm saying like having these big ass mansions and don't really have things full. Like you want to claim like, oh, we don't have space for you because we're so fucking exclusive, but your shit is kind of, but half of the restaurant is empty. Like we're gonna go back and show you the video. Like he's talking about, or just being lazy, or just people being, we're too good to serve somebody like you, based off of how you show up at the restaurant. They don't know his people from a hole in a wall, right? Y'all had all of these people sitting there. It's very fake ass Jack and Gillis. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't have time to explain it to you. It's very fake ass Jack and Gillis. We are so very Giselle of it all. We are so above it, but you're not. And you end up looking like a fucking fool to anyone who is not indoctrinated into the dumbass, corny ass Atlanta behavior. Okay? I thought, and when I lived the 2 years that I struggled to be in Atlanta culture, it was, I was completely baffled at least once or twice a week but why would you do that? Out of my mouth. But why would anybody do that? Why would anybody do that? It doesn't make no sense. It's the fakeness of it all. It's the I'm above it all, but you're not. But actually, you're not. It's just a show. The word clout was probably invented to talk about people in Atlanta. Faking it till you making it. But half the time they ain't even making it. Anyway, let's get back into Keith's videos, or let's get back on Twitter precisely so we can get back into it. Okay. They were talking about they don't know Keith, an MMA fighter. If F around and find out was a word. And mind you, Keith don't bother nobody. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here. Let's listen to him.
Hey, that boy Keith Lee in Atlanta now. Hey, y'all little bougie at restaurants, y'all better get on your goddamn Zoom now. Hey, milk and honey. See, that was y'all had get for giving me attitude when I told y'all my partner was just down the street parking the car. He right now. Like, we can sit down. But no, okay, see what I'm talking about? See, my mom told me, God, I'm like, hey, Atlanta Breakfast Club. Hey, I'm so glad he went to y'all first. Oh, God. Nigga, it's 98 degrees outside. Tell me I can't stand in here. I got to wait outside and cook just to come sit. Man, okay. That's what y'all had get.
Trying to fake above it all. Like, Atlanta is a million friggin' degrees. They're right. And you got to park in this lot. Everybody ain't going to be able to pull it, but it's like, what would white people do? That's what it is. That's what it is. In their minds, it's like, what would white people do? We're going to do that. But you're not dealing with a bunch of white people. You're dealing with the Keith Lees of the world. Okay, so we already played this video at the beginning of the show. This is one. Shout out to Mommy. Hold on.
And God said, you walking in light, you got to receive the light. Instead of crying, you need to rejoice. Because guess what? That man walked into your establishment, and God put that on his heart with all his friends and family and his mother and his kids. Say, you know what? I want to be a blessing to others.
We just left Six Flags.
God don't make no mistake. If you wonder why this video started different than all of my other videos, is because this was different than all my other videos. Let's talk about it. Me and my family are at ATL, and we decided to go to Six Flags as a last-minute family night. Six Flags didn't have much food, so we was hungry. But Six Flags closed at 11 p.m. And my god sister actually lives in Atlanta, so we asked her where should we eat. She recommended a place called Jamaican Jerk Pig.
Can I just say, the most down-to-earth restaurant in Atlanta is a bunch of Caribbean people.
It was only 7 minutes away from Six Flags. But what we didn't know is they also closed at 11 o'clock. But my god sister decided to call anyway just to see if there was possibility that we can get food. Mind you, my god sister never said I was with her, so they had no ideas for us. But they said, no rush, absolutely, we'll stay open. You just come in when y'all get done with the party. I had no intention of recording anything, so my god sister walked in and grabbed the food. I came in maybe like 10 minutes later, and the owner immediately started crying. She said she'd been DMing me for the last year to come to the restaurant. God is amazing, and this is how that went.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And again, you stayed late and you had no idea it was us. I appreciate you. What time y'all close?
We close at 11.
It's 11:52. You put your order in already?
They making it now. The process. I wrote team so much. I had my message like.
So why you guys waiting on this food then?
No, they making it. That's fresh.
She said we're making it fresh, darling. We're making it fresh, sweetheart. Okay.
Yeah, you making it like that, and I'm gonna reiterate. Yeah.
You know what's so funny? In Brooklyn, Jamaican restaurants are the rudest, but they will do this. They will stay open. They will stay open, okay?
Oh, I did. Was up first. You want a drink? I love that. No, I'm good. I appreciate you. I'm good.
She said you want a drink.
After hearing her story and seeing the customer service, I was taken back. I asked her what her sales for this, and I completely matched them.
I said you didn't charge her yet, did you?
No.
Okay, for sure. Can I ask you a question? What sales did y'all make today? 2,600. Can I pay you that? Can I pay you that? Can I pay you that? I want to match your sales for the day.
He wants to match us.
I want to match us this day. So charge my card for $26.73. Yeah, I'm dead serious too. I'm dead serious. Charge my card for $26.73.
Look
That's
at
what she said she made.
God. Look at God. Okay. Look at God. Here you go. She said, wait, it's an hour and a half. Keith Lee walk in, restaurant staff acting like they know you. Someone said you would think Keith Lee is going around bashing 5-star restaurants. He's literally eating Barra tacos and hot wings. Everyone needs to just calm down. I'm really looking for the video. I'm really looking for the video of what's this? Okay. Of the restaurant owners. This is no old lady game. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Did you see this? Did you see this Keith Lee video about the real milk and honey?
And who is this Keith Lee?
Daddy, you don't know Keith Lee?
Yeah.
No.
Douche. 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 That's the equivalent of those people when you have a bad restaurant experience, right? And they want to get up on your comment on Yelp or Google review instead of being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your waitress was bad, or the chicken wings was cold, or whatever frick it is." You know, get up there and try to freaking attack you. Okay. I'm not finding the milk and honey. Ooh. Wow, the business is trying to convince this. Okay, so they trying to convince him that this is now, I believe, him at the Milk and Honey, that restaurant that just was like, who's Keith Lee? Okay. Hit me like, why am I going closer? Someone recorded this shit. He said social media aside.
Yeah, they told him when he walked in, they wanted to get him a table ASAP, but we told him we've been sitting in the cars, couldn't sit down, and they tried to let him skip in front of us. He like, nah, if they can't eat, I don't want to eat either.
This is a stranger girl. I thought for a second that was his wife. That's a girl who was waiting for to get in. Oh,
because how the hell y'all gonna give me a table and don't get him no table just because y'all know I got social media?
Wow. Wow. What Cardi say? Let's see what Cardi say.
Customers, they just don't fucking like it. First thing first, right? You could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. Like you go like, hey, I would like to make an order. Oh yeah, we don't take orders. We don't take orders. It gets to the point that I literally have to name, like I have to tell like people that order food for me, like, can you just name drop my name? Because first, they don't do no pickup orders, they don't do deliveries, they just don't do shit. Second, Atlanta restaurants, right? They be closed on the most random shits. Like it's like you look at you go looking for a restaurant on Google and it's like, oh, this shit look good. Oh, they closed. What is that? What do you mean? Y'all niggas is closed Monday through Wednesday, or they'll just have the most random days closed. Like, oh, they close on Tuesday, or like it's just the most random shit. Like it's like y'all motherfuckers don't like making bread. Like I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. And then with some Atlanta restaurants, I be noticing too that it's like it's either they open they open too late or they close too early. Like motherfuckers be closing like at 6 o'clock, or will take a fucking it's just insanity. And it's always the food wait is so busy. It's so busy. Like I feel bad for Atlanta residents. Y'all have to go through. Thank you, Jesus. I'm famous, but even me being famous is like a hassle. It's a hassle. Motherfuckers don't like making money out there. Like in New York, a restaurant is gonna open up early and gonna close up fucking late. They're gonna serve you all the
True.
the fucking time.
True.
Like even with the bougie restaurants, like
true. I could get me some. I could get me some fucking.
It's not as bad.
Lobster ordered to my house right now.
Service. It's like the Atlanta, like it's almost like it's like they treat you like they doing you a favor, like they doing you a favor. Like y'all want motherfuckers to come back. Y'all want people to come back.
It's true.
It is.
I ain't gonna hold you. Cardi B ain't say not one motherfucking lie. That's what I'm saying. As someone who is from New York City and has lived in Atlanta for a bit, Like, it's crazy. Like, she's right. The times, the hours, the times they close. Like, and literally, I can order from a 5-star restaurant right now. Right now. I could go order for pickup. I could order get it delivered. I could order. Not a problem. I could order from a restaurant in Manhattan if I wanted to. I live in Brooklyn. If I wanted to. Stop playing. I can get king crab lobster and king crabs, lobsters, all this shit delivered to my house in 30 minutes. In Atlanta, they acted, she's right. It is whole body like they're doing you a favor. You should be happy that we're serving you food. But I also think maybe this is what it is as well. This is another thing about Atlanta culture that, you know, I think people don't realize. A lot of people in Atlanta, I know how I am about ass, child. A lot of, you know, Atlanta is not necessarily New York City. We're outside sort of people. We're outside, you know, we're outside, right? We take the train, we walk around. In Atlanta, people don't really do that. Like, for you to leave your house, you have to have a destination, right? For you to leave your house, it's a whole thing, and you have to have your destination. And everything closes early for the most part in Atlanta, right? Except for probably the strip club, and that shit can close early too. That's why a lot of people, you know, they might have an empty house, okay, but they'll have a nice backyard, right? The house is only a third filled, but you have a nice backyard because there's really a lot of people going to each other's houses, you know, so they probably do feel like they doing you a favor to feed you. Like, here, we aren't like that. Like I said, like the example I gave at the beginning of this live stream, shout out to y'all. In New York City, the difference between Atlanta and New York City, for me to explain it simple, in New York City, you could have $1 million in the bank, still live in a 2-bedroom apartment, still working and struggling, screaming broke. Okay? Struggling, crying broke. Like, I ain't got no money. Oh my God. Rent due. You know what I'm saying? You got the money, but it's, you know, we're very anti-clout like that. In Atlanta, you have a whole mansion and cannot afford it. In Atlanta, you'll have a whole mansion and only like 3 rooms are fully decorated because you just can't afford to decorate this whole fucking place. You have a Bentley and all of that shit in the front yard because it's all about perception. It's all about perception. In New York City, we don't go fuck. Won't care. Okay? We making $1 million and still trying to get ourselves in a rent-controlled apartment. You know. In Atlanta, you making $5,000 and you trying to spend $4,000 of it on a mortgage you can't even fucking afford. That's how Shirley Strawberry ended up in this position she was in. Trying to be in Atlanta, living up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. That's what they call it. Keeping up with the Joneses. All right, y'all. I have an article, and then we're going to get into the chat because I'm not going to be here long. We spoke about this already, okay? I'm trying to really transition into just making videos because the live stream will be live streaming, and it be taking too long. So I'm reading a quick article from the Griot. It says, TikTok influencer and Black people's food critic. Yo, that's who he is. Like, he is the regular guy. He's the regular guy. And he's a regular nice guy. And like, y'all like trying to be like, who's that? The kind of people that come and spend money in your restaurant. That's who he is. The kind of people he is the kind of people who want to come and spend some money in your restaurant, and now not gonna because you above it all. So be above it. TikTok influencer and Black people's food critic Keith Lee made a trip down to Atlanta this past weekend. And as one Twitter user put it, the grass walls are shaking. It appears some of the more popular Black-owned restaurants were not prepared for the presence of a humble foodie who has the ability to make or break a restaurant, based on whether he likes the food and the service. Service is very important. Whether you follow him or not, you are likely heard of Keith Lee, the MMA fighter who has turned his passion for good food into an influencer career. He started out reviewing small businesses in Vegas, and his popularity and reach grew. So did the demand for him to come review restaurants in cities around the country. He told the Griot in June that his food review videos were born of his passion for food, his love of small businesses, and his desire to be a vessel to help others. Listen, you're corny for coming at him. You could have just been like, I bad, please come again. That's all you could have, I bad, please come again. But the whole I'm above it bullshit, okay. His many videos have done just that, shining a light on restaurants that may otherwise go unnoticed without amplification from his platform. He became so popular that when he gets food from restaurants he wants to review, he places takeout orders and has one of his family members pick the food up so he does not receive any type of special treatment in the process. He prides himself on paying for his own meals and delivering honest reviews that don't disparage restaurants even when the service is poor. He simply relays his personal experience, and he has 14.2 million followers, and they all paying attention. Knowing all of this, you would think Atlanta restaurants would have been on their A game when he showed up in town. But this was not the case for two of the most popular joints. Old Lady Gang, a restaurant owned by singer Candy, ain't say nothing. See what Candy did? Ain't say a fucking word. Please don't say nothing when I get off this chat and I go and I check as Candy says some stupid shit. Because that happens to me a lot. Okay. As well as the Real Milk and Honey. Okay. Received incredibly polite but bad reviews from Lee. He was very polite. So you being an asshole, where is the Southern hospitality? I guess he got to go to Alabama for that or something. I don't know. Lee said he attempted to do a phone order. Blah, blah, blah. We all know the situation. Okay. I want to know what y'all think. Please drop a comment down below. Hold on. Stop sharing. Please drop a comment down below. I'm going to drop the link in case you want to come up really fast. Okay. And tell me what your thoughts on Atlanta eateries. Keith Lee. What do you think about it? I dropped the link in the chat. Okay. Thank you everybody for being here. Like I said, we're going to go through these comments really fast. Where are we? We at 27 minutes. We rounded this up real good, huh? She said, hi, Jovi. I'm from the South and I live in New York City. Like I ran from the South. Girl, it's the fake hospitality. It's the nice nasty. It screamed their response, the Real Milk and Honey owner's response screamed nice nasty, screamed Southern bitchy, screamed. Keith Lee was 1000% right. It actually screamed he was nicer to y'all than he needed to be, which makes y'all look even worse. That's why Candy ain't saying a motherfucking word. Candy's probably out here trying to reach him, trying to be like, I'm so sorry, to say what you want about Candy. That tourists know how to do business, okay? Somebody said Atlanta gives them the STD vibes. Very BV of them. Y'all are messy, but yes, from what I hear, yes. It's very freaky. The weirdest experiences. One of these days, I'm going to tell y'all, I probably have in my old videos. One of these days, I'm going to tell y'all about some of the weird ass experiences sexually I've had in Atlanta. It got to be one of them late night lives, though. Hey,
Hey, Jovi. Oh my God, not a late night live, girl. Listen, Keith Lee is doing the Lord's work. Okay,
yes.
I tell people all the time, Atlanta has to be the worst patron of food business I've ever experienced in my life, and I travel internationally, and when he came to New Orleans, they thought he thought he was gonna get that New Orleans treatment. Absolutely not. I knew when he said Atlanta's up next, I said, oh baby, he gonna be in for a rude awakening. He was there for a week. He only got service 3 days out of the week. That is crazy.
It's crazy.
And I said it. I said, anytime I go to Atlanta, I bring snacks. I bring everything because one, they're gonna do all these fake rules that don't make no sense. They don't hold to the reservation,
Nope.
even the 5-star places.
Yep.
And I've said it before and I said it again. I said, you can't pay me to live in Atlanta, eat in Atlanta. You might as well eat at the club because you'll get your food faster. And people thought
that's why that's why they eat at the damn strip clubs.
Because
the strip clubs is better with the food and the service.
Quick, they're nice, they're not making stuff up. If you have the food be fresh, it's not microwave. I've never, and when I said never experienced,
never in my life.
I believed him when he pulled up at Candy's restaurant. I said, "Oh, he about to give them the business." They don't even know. They don't have good customer service. They was charging for ice. So I don't know why people sent him there.
Somebody was like, they was charging for. It was a white guy though. At some other restaurant, he was like, they was charging for dip.
Yes, just dumb stuff. And I was like, what? Some people should not be in the restaurateur business because they leave a bad stain. I feel bad about the milk and honey. The milk and honey in DC is really, really good. I don't know what they got going on in Georgia.
And then it's just a different breed, bro.
But he needs to go to the DMV next, and he needs to come down here to San Antonio, get some of these people in order. Because I feel like this, if I'm patronizing you and I'm going to pay you, the least you can do is cook my food. Like I said, when I came to New York, we got to the place and the kitchen was closed and the man opened up the kitchen and cooked my food. I said, wow. I gave him an extra tip. Well, I didn't give him the tip, but the man gave him an extra tip. And I was like, thank you. Because he was like, he kept hearing me say, well, I'm hungry. He said, I'll cook you whatever you need. Just let me know. You got to pick it now. And I was like, fine, too easy. And it was fresh and good. So, Atlanta, get your ish in order. Y'all haven't been good since Diddy closed his restaurant. Because all these fake restaurateurs then came down there and messed it up. Yep. But I'm going to drop down. Y'all get these likes up. Share this live. Send your favorite blogger a donation. Get your bonnets. Don't be a hater. Do not.
I'm coming with other things too. I got glassware coming. I got a couple more things coming. We coming.
You see this real bougie, and you get your order in 2 to 3 business days. Hello. All right, Jovi, I'm gonna drop that down.
All right, girl. No, but she ain't telling no lie. I'll tell you one thing. When I went to Atlanta, oh my God, I tell you, I said I'm gonna tell y'all more, but this is not. I went on a date, right, with this dude. It don't even matter. Like when I first got down there, I went on this date, and I didn't know what the fuck, because it was like, mind you, my cousin lived down there, my mom lived down there, my little brother lived down there. I have family down there, right? I went on this date. And this dude took me to Magic City. And at first, I was like, why the fuck would he take me to a strip club? To me, that's wild, because I'm from New York. Who does that? Apparently, you do that in Atlanta. My cousin was the one who was like, yeah, girl, that's a good date. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, really? I'm like, no, you can't be for real. I'm talking to my cousin now. She was like, no. She was like, Atlanta, a lot of people go to date. I'm telling you, when I went there, I went to that strip club maybe like 3 times. Every time I went there, people was there all times of the day and night. She used to bartend at my cousin at another strip club. That's a story for never. Anyway, and every time I went there, it was always people. The food was banging. It was always people on lunch breaks, people on whatever. And you got to really think about it. Hindsight 2020 is because you couldn't go anywhere else. Like Atlanta got a lot of nothings. Like it's a lot of like Arby's, a lot of McDonald's, a lot of KFCs, but to like a sit down place, it is so problematic. Like the best other place you could go to besides a fucking Arby's or the strip club is like the freaking Mexican restaurant. I used to love the Mexican restaurant. That's how I started loving Mexican like that. Because that's all I could get in Atlanta. That was actually, you know, a sit-down place where I could get liquor and shit, you know? And the food be decent. Because if you try to go anywhere else, and mind you, I told y'all, I used to date a chef. He still works down there. He still works at, I don't know where he works. He might work at one of these. No, he don't work at the old lady gang, but he works like that right down there, like a real certified chef. And we, you know, he used to take me places, you know, make food and bring me food. But like, it would be so problematic just to get in. A lot of the times we just get in because he was the chef. Or he had to call somebody for like us, if it was me and my cousin or something, going somewhere, it was a whole freaking thing. Because they're right. Reservations mean nothing. They're going to try to front on you and make you stand there, even though somebody who's driving have to go park the car like all the way over there and have to walk up here knowing that somebody dropped you off. But again, it's Bougie ghetto. It's Bougie ghetto, Atlanta, in general. It's Bougie ghetto. People always want to talk about, oh, move to Atlanta. I understand why Caribbean people, especially Caribbean people from New York, they love moving down there, right? My people did. I comprehend it, you know, because again, they more than likely they wasn't born here, so they don't, you know, they just like okay, and they don't live. They're not going to the milk and honeys of the world or whatever. They living in the south side or the east side or west side. They staying home. They doing this. They, you know, but they're not really engaging. But to be like somebody who, when I lived down there, I was like 29. I was in these streets. I was getting a divorce. I just graduated. I was like trying to work, network, and do all of this shit down there. It is very much like Bougie ghetto. It's nothing else to, yeah. Mm-hmm. All of them. From the Rudy to the Tootie. That's why, it's another story, but let's talk about it. That's why Tiny up in here right now, not up in here, but that's why Tiny, T.I.Y. right now, out here trying to raise money to get some bouncer from Germany or something. Why you don't have the money to pay for it? Why? Because they Bougie ghetto. They pretended. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Jovi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I love your show as always, but I had to call in to comment, girl. I don't know. I grew up in the South. It's very different out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, what she said is like a STD BV. That shit had me cracking up like a mug. Like, are you serious? No, but that is so for real. I live in New York City now, and you got the mom and pops, the bodegas, anybody, everybody. It doesn't matter. Even the Africans, when they about to close, come, real quick. Grab something, get you something to eat. Girl, I be as soldiers on
stuff. They're going to throw some extra stuff on there too.
Period. You go to the Spanish, you go up there by the Dominicans, they giving you extra sauce for your chicken, that garlic stuff sauce, everything. I don't understand what is going on. And they said ATL is a black mecca. I ain't going to go in, but you couldn't pay me to move back, to go back down there.
Listen,
hell no.
Back then, I don't know if it's like that now. We had to renew our driver's license every 2 years. When I realized I was there for 2 years, I was back in New York in a month.
The only thing, listen, my driver's license is still North Carolina because New York is crazy along with their drivers. They act like they get their driver's license from McDonald's, like pull up to the window.
You do.
But outside of that, I don't want no parts. They can keep their $1 million homes. I'll go to Jersey. They can keep everything else. Like, and I'm a Candy fan, and it just like, damn, girl, can you respond, please?
No.
Say
the
something.
Best thing she could do is not respond. She's dealing with this in the back, for sure. She's dealing with it in the back. She's probably trying to get him to come to the restaurant before he leaves Atlanta. You know, she's not she's more business minded than to get up here looking a fucking plum fool. Like
no, but I get that. But can y'all like put out a statement or something like that? This is not how we always treat. It was a one-off bad day, whatever. Say something before you get him back in there, and then because to me, it's gonna be like, all right, they called him. Now he about to say something nice about them when it's not all the way true. Like. It's some stuff internally as Black people when we own businesses, we got to get it together with the customer service.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, like that's just what it is, period. But thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming up.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. Where are we? Are we at 40 minutes? All right, y'all. We got about 10 more minutes on here. So I'm going to get in these comments. Somebody want to pop up. This is the time to pop up, okay? Don't be playing with me. We got about 10 more minutes. I'm like limiting the time, all right? Very Fifi vibes. Let me see. And he is so humble. You are right, Bree. Like, it's like it could if someone came at them, like if he was coming at them with that energy, then you can understand it. But it's like, we get it. You bougetto. You think you somebody because you own this restaurant, but your restaurant sucks. And it sucks. And the only reason people go there is because they're trapped in the middle of Atlanta with nothing else to do. She said, you can't please everybody, but don't attack the customer. That is true. That's another thing that the father could have said. Who's Keith Lee? You know who the fuck Keith Lee is. Shut up. And if you don't know who Keith Lee is, then you probably should get into another business, because if you own a restaurant, a Black restaurant, I would think you would know the biggest Black food critic there is. Like, come on now. Seth said, fake bougie menus always got honey, mango, glazed something with fresh cheese. That's not true, because there's this restaurant. It's not even a restaurant, really. It's this place here in Brooklyn. They got like 3 different locations. What's the name? I'm not gonna plug them, but they have some mango habanero wings. They got some dope ass wings. The shit is like $10. They sell a lunch menu. Okay, it's like 6 of the best wings you will ever have. Fries? Well, I feel like it's not. I always get onion rings. I just like switch it out for onion rings and a soda for $10. Okay, right here in Brooklyn. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, good afternoon, ladies.
How are you?
I am great. It is cold over here in Texas. I hate it.
Oh, yikes.
Okay, it all comes down to customer service, but also, have you been feeling that the weather's been changing, and also people have been saying that shame needs to come back? A lot of people have been saying that, and it kind of been spoken out there. So shame is kind of creeping its way back into things.
People ain't been having no shame for years. I think it also has to do with, you can't bully people, so you can't tell them anything, or else they're gonna act like you're attacking them.
Especially when it comes to Black people. I know we're sensitive about our craft, but when you put your product out there, you're putting your product out there for critique. You're putting your product out there for people to try, and you'll make money back. And then it's a given with every single market. Customer service, you have to be on your P's and Q's. You can't handle me just because I'm Black and you're gonna have to wait about 2 hours, and the next person be we can get you a table 5 minutes. Yeah. That's not okay. I've been working in customer service for 10 years. I do not play those games. And I worked at a daycare. In there with the babies and stuff. Hey, and with newborn babies, and you got new moms and everything, and you dealing with that, you have to handle your customer service with them. They can get as mad at you as they want. This is your job. Yeah. You do not need to get upset just because you're in your feelings because they said something out of pocket. No, all you gotta think in your head, my paycheck, my paycheck, my paycheck. I'm so sorry, ma'am. It's okay.
It's
Like,
all right.
it's okay. You know? It is okay. It's just the ego. Take the ego out of it. That's what it that's all I
That's what it
smelled
boils
through that
down to.
video.
Yep.
Girl. And that
Ego.
parking lot with the purple hoodie was old lady gang.
Okay.
That video that you saw.
Okay. They were playing.
That was the aftermath of everything else. Because he was
Because they called Candy, and Candy was like, "I know you motherfucking lying."
Tell you that customer did the Lord's work, and I was like, "Oh my God! Like you got a really good receipt. This is perfect because it's feedback."
Some random woman. That's why I said at first I thought it was his girlfriend, his wife, and then I'm like, no, this is some random woman. Like, oh shit.
It's either which one. It's either we're a hater or we're critiquing. It's which one. But we're always a hater.
Yeah.
That's not okay because we're being more mindful, especially after the big C.
Mm-hmm.
We're being more mindful with our money, especially Black people. We're buying land, we're buying homes, all this stuff. Even people probably buy restaurants during the big C. So what makes you think that it's okay to treat somebody, but you want to take their money? Like treat them like with disrespect.
Crazy, yeah.
I do not play those games. I never went to any. Actually, I am from Atlanta, but like a long time ago, before I even went to the restaurants and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I went overseas, and they do not play overseas, especially over in Asia. They do not play because they don't play about their money.
Yeah,
they mess up. They say, "Okay, cool."
Like it's like you're right. It's like it's all about ego. It's all about ego. It's all about perception and ego. The women walked up in there. They were feeding other people. They didn't look like the kind of Black people that they wanted to sit at their restaurant. So they basically told them, "You can't come in here," until they saw Keith Lee. That's what happened.
Exactly. And those rules, I think they got those rules. They must have got those rules from the idea of like, over in Beverly Hills or something, because they do have dress codes. You have to wear, but you can't abuse rules like that if you want customers. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Oh, gratuity, baby. All I heard was money.
And then they want to slap you with the extra gratuity.
Girl,
without
all I heard was money, 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 selfish, selfish, selfish through that whole list. And the original list that they had, they skipped number 10 and went straight to 11. And then later on, they fixed it. I don't think anybody read that draft when they were making that list again. But it's just a mess.
The restaurant list?
Yes, the list of rules. Lord. The original didn't have the 10. They went straight to 11, and then they fixed it later on to 10 because there was 11 rules, and now it's all of a sudden 10 because you skipped something. Like, you want us to take this serious, or you want us to have a great dining experience, we will respect you. But why you have to treat us like this? That don't make no sense. So,
bro, I could go to the Brooklyn Chop House when my bill about to be like $400 and whatever the fuck I want to go in. It's these uppity whatever. If I show up, and I've been there, people show up, the girls show up in tights. You don't know who got money. You don't know who, like Cardi B says, you don't know who got money, and it don't matter. White table service, they come and replace every plate, every fork. They don't give a shit if I show up in a freaking hoodie and tights.
But when you think about it, how many scammers come through restaurants like that, dressed to the nines, and don't even tip, and don't even do anything? You know? But you got the most quiet person who's probably got like heavy pockets, dressed up like a bum. I make sure I dress up like a bitch because I never want to get robbed. So I'm always safe with myself. Like I said, after the big C, people have been mindful of their money, especially Black people. And now we had enough. And so, like I said, shame is coming back slowly, but surely it is. It's creeping up. I just feel it. So, but this is very unprofessional. I cannot condone that, and I will not support. So thank you for the conversation. This is not cute.
Coming up. All right, girl. Wait up. All right, y'all. Just finishing up some of these comments. Someone said, "Don't eat at the Times Square Red Lobster." Who the hell would ever do that? Not people from New York. That's white people who came from Kentucky. That's what they do. Okay. Another subscriber said, "Brooklyn Chop House Kitchen State." Oh, Brooklyn Chop House is my favorite restaurant. Like, you for real? You know, Brooklyn Chop House Kitchen will stay open for me to make my reservation on Labor Day because of the parade and extreme traffic. That's what I'm talking about. But you go to Atlanta and the Hootie Tootie fresh and fruit. Shut up. The Hootie Tootie of it all. The Hootie Tootie of it all. I could go to the Brooklyn Chop House. I could go in so many restaurants. I could go to Toller. I could go to so many places and just show up. But like I said, it's just the culture of New York City and the culture of down south, you know, trying to pretend to be this thing, trying to pretend to, you know, it's very curated, you know, but in New York, we don't give a shit. I could go there like this in some sweatpants and I'm eating. They're gonna tell me nothing. And I'm gonna have a waiter with the white shit, and every time I eat something from the plate, he gonna bring me a new plate, he gonna bring me a new fork, because they don't want things, you know what I'm saying? White tablecloth service than a motherfucker. Just like this. Okay? Pink Lady said Atlanta's very trashy. Well, very flashy. That's what she said. She said Magic City has great wings. They do. She said, hey, Fly. Fly said, I think it's the black restaurant because I've had very different experience eating with the white folks. All right. Like I said, we're about to run this up. Let's make sure to get these likes up. I appreciate you all for coming. We were talking about Keith Lee today. I might drop some other videos. We'll see how I feel. Okay. All right. Support your girl. Okay? Anywho, appreciate you all for coming. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there is no other way to live it. All right. We out of here.